right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the launch of Thatman Travels, and I want to welcome everybody. And I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good today, man. It's a big deal for me launching this Thatman Travels website, and also talking to a few of my friends who accompanied me on this wonderful trip that I went on to Peru. So we're going to be discussing a lot today, a little bit about the website, but mainly about this experience, a spiritual awakening that I had in Peru with some very good friends of mine. And all right, let's see. We are having some technical difficulties. Sakina can't hear. Okay. Um. So let's see. Um. How's everybody doing? Let me go to the chat and welcome some people in here. All right. Let's see. Ooh. Jennifer, hi Jennifer, Risa, how you doing? Guys, I'm going to drop in the chat a link if anybody wants to jump on and ask my friends questions about their ayahuasca experience. You could do that, but you have to do a little setting up. So I'm going to drop that in the chat right now. I also want to say hello to the people on YouTube. It's the first time I'm going live on YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube people, I can't see your comments. But it should be a nice, engaging little show for y'all. It should be informative and all of that. So let me go ahead and drop that link real quick. Let's see. Bang, 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 bang. All right, see here, dropping the link right now in Facebook. Link dropped. So if you want to join, come on camera, and ask some questions, you're more than welcome to do that. Also, if you know anybody who's interested in travel content or who's into spiritual awakening, you might want to go ahead and take this time and share this broadcast. I'd really appreciate. I definitely would appreciate it. Again, it's a long time coming for me. All right, and I was able to, just from this trip to Peru. Some things were presented to me, and this is something that was presented to me as something I need to do. And I've been thinking about, dropping this whole web page, Thatman Travels web page, but I've been so busy, I never had the time, and it was just such an arduous task, to do. So I've been feverishly working on the website and all that stuff. So it's now completed. You could go check it out after this live at thatmantravels.com. And pretty much what I'll be doing is I'll be infusing everything that is me into one website. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a videographer and a photographer. I do everything from portraits to album covers to travel photography. And, travel is really my love. You know what I'm saying? I love it. That's why my name is Thatman Travels, because that's what I do. So I'm pretty excited, and thank you everybody for sharing. You guys on Facebook who shared the announcements, I really appreciate. You don't understand. Feel it right here, man. Feel it right here. So, I don't know. I think a little bit later on, I'll go ahead and show the. Let's see what's going to invite your audience. I will show the website real quick. Sophia is in here. Hi, Sophia. How are you doing? Rochelle. Welcome, Rochelle. Bless up. Marlene is in here. Hi, Marlene. How are you doing? All right. So I'm going to start introducing a few of my friends who came on this amazing trip with me to Peru. Some of you already heard my experience. I did a live about that. I'll be also putting together a video of my experience. So you put it on YouTube so you can see it. It'll also be on the website as well. But tonight is all about them. I'm pretty proud of them. We have some awesome stories to tell you guys. So let's see. I'm going to bring in here a young man. All right. Man of immense knowledge. Mr. Clifford Sykes. Hopefully, Cliff, your mic work, brother. I want this to be seamless. All right, here we go. Clifford. Everybody give him like a virtual round of applause. There he is. There he is, the man, Cliff. What's going on, brother? What is that? Got some Munya tea?
I wish. No, it's actually Rubos from South Africa.
Rubos. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, I met Cliff in my travels in the travel group that I work with quite frequently, African American travelers, and Cliff and I seem to have a lot of things in common, right, Cliff?
Hey, now you got to tell the story about how I've been playing on the Jamaican Jazz Festival for about 10 years with a man named Sonny Bradshaw.
Oh, yeah.
Who was wonderful to us and treated us like royalty. Another one of my friends and I would take high school students. We started the high school version of the Jamaican Jazz Festival. And Sonny was just treated us like royalty. He was always, are the kids okay? Have they been fed? You guys need anything? He was always looking after us. Right. Fast forward 30 years later, I'm on the African American travels trip to Haiti. And we're sitting in the lobby waiting on our transportation to take us back to the airport at the end of the trip. And we're just sitting around talking. We got our luggage and we're waiting on the transportation. And I bring up, or somebody else, Kerry, about his accent. And he said, oh, Jamaica. And I said, oh, you know about the Jamaican Jazz Festival? He said, what festival? I said, every year, it's sponsored by Sonny Bradshaw, or the director. And he looks at me and says, Sonny Bradshaw is my dad.
Yeah, that was wild. On the floor. That was wild. I wasn't expecting that. I've been knowing
Sonny for years.
Yeah.
And then I meet this young upstart with a camera. and he says, oh, yeah, just nonchalantly, Sonny Bradshaw is my dad. Right. I mean, that was an amazing connection for me.
That was great, man.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
So, I think
not to cut you, Cliff, but we have like an hour. Mm-hmm. So here's what we gonna do. I want people to get a feel of who Cliff is. Somebody said, "Hey, Uncle Cliff," right there on the screen. I want people to get a vibe of a feel of who Cliff is. So, Cliff, I have created an intro video with snippets from our trip to Peru. All right. So I'm about to rock that. Right. Hold on. Let me set this up, Cliff. Let me set this up. Bang. And all right. Here we go. Clifford Sykes.
It's an amazing experience being here in Peru, up in the Andes Mountains. He's playing the flute now. When I looked at the shaman, he looked at me and instantly he put his arms up for me. Can't put that in words. But there's a life message here. If you see a goal, don't stop till you get there. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over till it's over. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's wonderful. You should be here. Yeah.
Clifford Sykes, bro.
And I'm still mad at you that you didn't catch my fall.
We gonna get into that, Cliff. We gonna get into that.
He took no pictures.
We gonna get into that. But all right, so Cliff, just hang on a little bit. I'm gonna bring in the next person. All right. The next person is this young lady right here, man. I've been knowing her for many, many years. She's a trip and a fall. But she is such a beautiful soul. Most of y'all, if y'all met her in the first go around, will probably not like her because she always got the sick resting bitch face on. But she's a sweetheart, beautiful person, beautiful human being. And I am going to now introduce Miss Naisha Cabines.
Oh, wow. Naisha. The Warrior Queen.
Good evening.
What's going on, Naisha?
Hey, Cliff always liked me though.
I
That's
mean,
right.
you did, Cliff. She kind of put you in your place one day. I kind of walked away like, I don't remember what the comment was, but she said something. But
Cliff
anyway,
always loved me.
I'm always in my place anyway.
so I'm gonna let everybody know that each individual that I bring on tonight, there is a certain calling as far as for them to do ayahuasca. As far as Naisha, I think I kind of told her that she probably needs to do it.
No, you said
right?
you going on this trip. That's what you said.
Right. Because I felt like she would benefit from it, and I felt
You
like
said you need this.
yes, I told her that she needs it, and I said if this ayahuasca shit can fix Naisha, it can fix anybody. All right, so now that I have you here, Naisha, I'm going to play your clip. I laughed a million times and won while watching this clip. So I hope you like it. And this should give everybody an idea of what Naisha Cabanis is like. Here we go.
There's no Wi-Fi.
So far, so good.
There's no Wi-Fi.
Who cares?
I do. All right, girl, come on, we gotta go. Let's go. We can do it. I'm more than ready.
Are you?
I am. Yeah, I don't think this salt water is good for me.
Let's take it. No nerves?
No nerves. I'm excited.
Are you okay?
I always have like a sense of feeling left out. I feel like people don't really like me. I always feel like that. Like, oh, well, they don't really like me. But I asked for forgiveness was one of the things. And I told myself, I forgive you. I forgive me. And I had to forgive people in my life in different situations. This is beautiful. Like, I'm moved to tears. This whole thing, everything. The whole experience. The group, the space, everything. Yes. I feel really good. I feel more at peace. Wow.
Just get a little emotional, Naisha.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
You're good? All right, so we're gonna get into it with Naisha as well, as far as her experience. I feel like she is the one who had the breakthrough experience from this ayahuasca thing, and we're gonna get into that, Naisha. But before we do, we're gonna introduce the next lovely. Look at everybody. Everybody's saying you beautiful. Look at that, beautiful. Love her smile. She does have a beautiful smile. Let's see what else we got here. Kanisha's up in here. What's she saying? Look at you being vulnerable. I love it. She needs another hit. All right. So we're going to bring in Sakina. Oh, my God. Another wonderful woman. So amazing. Cliff will definitely agree with me. Right, guys? I met this young lady on a trip that I went to with another travel group called Nurse Travel Network. And I don't know, man, like her whole aura just appealed to me. And she's very quiet, very in the cut, but I was observing her while everybody else was kind of, everybody else was just, never mind. Everybody was, they were just extra. But anyways, there's something calm about this young lady. And I don't know, we just got to talking about, I don't know how we got to talking about ayahuasca, but I told her I might be doing a trip, and she was like, let me know when you're going. So I would like to welcome Sakina. Sakina, I hope your mic is working. Bam! Sakina.
I hope it's working too.
It's working. It's working.
Yay.
Everybody, give her some virtual applause. How you doing?
I am well. Cliff. For the record, that clip of Naisha had me in tears already. Like, oh.
I was expecting that from you. I really was. But hold on, look what Lauren said.
Yeah.
Lauren said, damn, nice cry. You gonna be next, Lawrence. You gonna be next. We gonna fix you next. All right. So here is the clip of the beautiful Sakina. Let me get that located right now. This should give you a good understanding of who this young woman is. So here, where is it? Where is it? Let me scroll back up. Here we go. Wow.
In my ever-evolving quest to discover myself in this beautiful world that I live in, I am just open to receiving whatever the universe has to teach me.
Yes, yes.
I swear I need to take y'all everywhere with me. Really? Look at this one compared to everyone else. Thus far, I feel great. I'm open. I'm ready. I'm excited. Anxious, but in a good way.
You good?
It was definitely an out-of-body experience. I felt like I died. I can't breathe! I can't breathe! And I was given the opportunity to see my life before yesterday. It's just different seeing it from a different perspective because you're living it and you think that everything is okay. All the things that I was holding on to, all of the things that have been tormenting me, I let all of that affect me and I held on to that for so long when I didn't have to. I feel amazing.
I hope that video wasn't hiccuping because it was hiccuping on this end. But yeah, Sakina, how you feel?
I feel great. I really do.
You do?
Grateful. I do.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. If everybody heard in that video Sakina saying that she can't breathe. Now, listen, man, these stories from this ayahuasca experience is crazy. But we gonna get into that. Absolutely. So I just let's see. Where are we gonna start? Right? Let me start with saying that when you do ayahuasca, everybody's gonna walk away from this experience with a totally different experience, right? And I think this is a good demonstration with these three individuals, four of us really. We all four had some really different experiences. Naisha, I say, is the breakthrough, you know, because she, I don't know, she changed right away, you know? And then you have Sakina, where I think Sakina now is having, like, after the experience, things are just presenting itself to her and she's growing after the experience. And it's like an onward, continuing type of situation, right, Sakina?
Correct.
And then Cliff, this sometimes if you do ayahuasca, you might not have much of like a very impactful experience. And it could be for various reasons. With Cliff, I think, Cliff, you had like a lower dosage, right?
Well, the first night, yes, I just had one dose.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I was slightly connected, but I was still aware, as you know, I kept feeling my surroundings to know where I was.
We gonna get into that. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Because, you know, my spirit was somewhere, but physically I kept saying, okay, the wall is behind me. This wall is to my left with the glass window. And then I hit my cot that we would laying on. I said, what is this? And one of the helpers said, it's your mattress. Then I hit the floor. What is this? And he said, it's the floor.
So in other words, Mr. Cliff was bugging out. Something crazy. But the second night. So I'm gonna let me try and weave this thing. We're gonna start first with what is it that attracted you guys to wanting to do ayahuasca? And I'm gonna start with Sakina first. What was it?
It was a culmination of things. I think at the time, because of what I thought ayahuasca was, I was going strictly for just like overall healing. I had been through a series of things, and the year before has been very traumatic for me. So my goal was to just get healing. Was ayahuasca healing for me? Hell no. I didn't feel healed, but it was definitely eye-opening. But I just wanted to make a change in my life, and that was me even thinking about doing it was the start.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So if it didn't, what did it open your eyes to?
Um, it was it didn't cause instant enlightenment for me, but it was definitely like an intense spiritual experience. Um, just battling with a lot of things. For me, I feel like ayahuasca more so, um, it showed me a lot of because again, the first night it showed me a lot of baggage and things that had been weighing on me that I had been carrying. Like unconsciously, we can just carry so much baggage with us, and that creates our ego. That is what made me who I am today, so to speak. And it created like my thought patterns. And I feel like a lot of people just have like random thought patterns where they're just like, oh, I'm not good enough, or like this person doesn't like me for whatever reason. But like all of this baggage created this ego that made Sakina. And during that ayahuasca experience, I was able to see that and see that like I can still become this beautiful person without carrying all of that. So
Okay.
it was therapeutic, very
It
therapeutic.
allowed you to recognize the baggage that you've carried for so long and kind of
Yes,
just, screw that.
let it go. Yeah.
Good. Okay, awesome. Naisha, how about you? What yeah, what drew you to ayahuasca?
Your call?
First of all, let me tell you, this woman is renowned. She's known for booking trips and just saying, and she'll pay for a trip and be like, yeah, F it, I'm not going. I got shit to do. Right. And she tried to pull that on me this trip. And right, she tried to pull it on me and she tried to pull out. And I told her, you need this. Okay. So how was you doing ayahuasca? Like, how do you feel after the whole entire experience? Do you feel as though it helped you in any way? And if it did, how did it?
So I've heard of ayahuasca, just thought it was a drug, not really interested in it. And Carrie was trying to get us to do research beforehand. And I'm just like, no, because if I do it, I'm not going to go. So I'm not going to do any research. I looked at one video and that was it. And then once the first night, I didn't know what to expect because again, I didn't do much research about it. And it was, okay, rewind. I was dealing with a lot of like PTSD. I survived like a horrible attack. My daughter died in a car accident at 6 months. I've had childhood trauma. I've had like so much going on in my life, and I've carried it. Sleepless nights, needing things to go to sleep, and still not being able to sleep. Just a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't even know about me because I don't really share it too much. So I didn't know what to expect from the ayahuasca. And then we did it the first night. And I just felt very vulnerable and like open in a way that I've never felt before. And then we did it for 2 nights. And then when I got home, I just felt so much lighter. I was able to sleep without any help of anything. I didn't feel like something was weighing down on me. For many years, I felt like there was just like a dark cloud just with me all the time, even though my life is pretty good. Like Carrie says, I travel a lot, have a lot of different businesses, pretty successful. My children are great. Um, so it was definitely healing for me.
Okay. Cool. Now, Cliff, I don't think I asked you, but like, how did you hear about ayahuasca? What was your calling? Like, how did you? Uh-oh, he cleared his throat.
Actually, Peru had been on my list of things that I wanted to do for many years. When I first read about Machu Picchu, I said, wow, I want to go there. And I put it in my mind, one day I'm going to Machu Picchu. So it's there, but then it kind of slips to the middle of your mind. But it was always there. And I don't know, 2 months ago when you called me and said, Cliff, I'm organizing a trip to Peru. And before you finished, I was like, hell yeah, I want to go. It just, something that I always wanted just hit me sideways. You know what I mean? Just popped up. But I had put it out there in the universe that I was going. You understand? And so you became the conduit. And so in the midst of planning and working on the trip, you mentioned the ayahuasca. Well, I knew about it. I knew a couple of brothers in Detroit who had gone to Brazil to do it. And I was like, okay. So when you mentioned it, that was part of the trip to Peru, I'm like, I'm in.
Count you in. Okay. Cool. Now, do you feel as though, I know we left this whole entire thing being much closer as individuals and friends together, but after experiencing it, how do you feel about the whole entire experience after the fact, now that you had like a few weeks to kind of let it sink in?
Who?
You, Cliff.
Oh, okay. I thought you was going around again.
No.
So, as I told you in a text a couple of days ago, every day when I came back, I'm thinking, wow, I just came back from a dream trip to South America. I went to Machu Picchu, which was been on my mind for years. Went to climb 16,000 feet to taking 2 steps to get a breath, 2 more steps to get a breath, going up to Rainbow Mountain. So all of this has been on my mind every day, since we got back. And then just 2 or 3 days ago, I had a phenomenal experience that was very much like ayahuasca. And I'm thinking that it was a delayed reaction from ayahuasca. I really believe that. Where I had, and I mentioned it to you, all of you read that I had a visitor, an entity. I was visited by an entity in a deep state of sleep. So I think ayahuasca is still working.
Right. Okay.
But I've been productive.
Good. Awesome. He's going to sip his tea. That's what you're going to do? Oh, what you going to show us? Oh, it's finished?
I'm eating the last bit of my Belvita.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay. For those of you who don't know what ayahuasca is, I'm just going to go through it real quick. Ayahuasca is a medicinal plant that the Peruvians, actually, I think they discovered it in Peru in the Amazon jungle, and they use it. They make a brew out of it, and it's supposed to lead you on your journey of enlightenment and the awakening, right? So you're able to. It's like Naisha in her case. It solved some issues that she had of sleeping and maybe some anxiety problems. And if you research ayahuasca, you will see all the medical benefits. It's perfect for PTSD, for anxiety, for addiction, a whole slew of things. But there's an element to it when you take this thing where it pulls back the curtains on life. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get a little spooky right now, but I mean, there's some spooky shit that happened on this trip, right, Sakita? Oh, she's lost audio again. Okay, there's some spooky stuff that happened on this trip, and you're able to connect with this thing, this life force. This, I don't know. Some people call it God. I used to be an atheist, but you connect with something when you're under this thing, and it points out things and gives you direction for your life. And I just think it's totally amazing. But I'm gonna get to the next portion. Is you have to prepare for it. And Cliff, what are you picking at? Jesus, I can hear every keystroke, Cliff.
All right.
No, you're good. You're good. So with ayahuasca, you have to do some legwork 2 weeks before, right? And there's some restrictions. Your diet. You have to stop eating meat. You're not supposed to ingest any oil, no salt, no sugar, no sex. Yeah, I'll say that again. No sex 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. Okay. So I want to know how you guys dealt with these restrictions. And we're going to start with Naisha.
Well, I don't eat meat, so that wasn't a thing for me. Cutting out the oil and the salt. The food was bland. I own a restaurant. I know how to cook, so the food was definitely bland. The sex was hard. That was the hard part.
Was it that hard? I know.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, I don't know, whoever has seen Love Jones, when he was downstairs and she was upstairs and it was like hot, and it's just like, yeah, it was hard. It was really hard. Yes.
Dane said, "I'm not getting laid anyway, so whatever." You're just gonna put it out there, huh, Dane? Yeah, okay. Put it out there. All right, no problem. So I think what the reason the no sex thing, from what what the shamans tell me, is that energy, sexual energy, can create a block with the ayahuasca and the workings of the ayahuasca. So you want to stay away from it, because apparently sexual energy is so strong, it really interferes with it. So yeah, there's that. Cliff, what about you, man? What was the toughest part for you? I know you're a player from the Himalaya. So I know that.
Now remember, I've been a vegetarian for 25, 30 years. So, the meat, the sugar and eggs and all of that was not a problem. I just started lightly fasting before we started. Once right. I was clear that I was going, and I got the brochure with all the directions. I read it again to make sure I understood it. So I just kind of gradually started leaving things out of my diet. But the next time we go, I'm going to juice for a week before we go. Because ayahuasca is powerful, but you have to have the right frame of mind. You have to be positive. You can't go in it with any hardcore negative thoughts. So, cleaning yourself food-wise is very important.
Right. Okay.
So, right. It was not difficult for me.
It wasn't difficult. It was a breeze. Yeah.
Okay.
Sakina, are you hearing us now?
I can hear you now, so I didn't hear the question beforehand.
Okay, the question was, with the diet that we had to partake in, what was the hardest part for you?
That you decided to book this trip around Thanksgiving.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yes. Yes, folks. I forgot about that. So what did you do come Thanksgiving? How did you handle that?
I worked, and I just didn't partake in the potluck. No, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. The diet wasn't that bad. I think just being surrounded by all of, the good food was a little difficult, but the diet itself wasn't bad. And surprisingly, all of the vegetables we ate and juice.
Uh-oh, her audio cut out. Somebody's calling her. I don't know what's going on, Sakina. You want to try your computer instead? You got a brand new MacBook Pro. Okay, so we'll get back to Sakina when she solves her little situation there. I want to get into the next thing that you have to get prepared for. Guys, if you're going to try ayahuasca. This is a great live to listen to because I'm taking you step by step through the process of what you got to do before, the important things that you got to do during and after. So Sakina's back. So yeah, you want to finish up what you were saying, Sakina?
I think I'm having audio issues. I'm sorry.
Oh, what the hell is that? Sound like a robot. You want to try your computer? Sakina, you want to try your computer?
I don't know what's going on. I've restarted it multiple times and
Try your computer. Try your computer.
no, my phone now.
Yeah, try your computer though.
Okay, I'll see y'all in a minute.
All right, cool. All right. So the next thing that we did, so when we got to the temple, right? The first day we had to drink. What the hell was that? Was that you, Cliff? You all right over there? We had to do we had to drink something called volcanic water. Cliff, you want to go into the volcanic water? What that experience?
Well, it looked the water looked cloudy, like it had sand in it. So
what
like
was it
maybe
supposed to do, though, Cliff? What was it supposed to do?
it was one of the cleansers, supposed to help clean our bodies out, clean our system out, because they wanted us to drink 10 glasses. I think I got up to 9, and by the 9th glass, I was rushing, hurrying up to the toilet because it worked.
It was explosive.
It was explosive, right? and you know, and then after about 3 trips to the toilet, you know, you might as well jump in the shower, you know. But it was okay. I mean, you know, just drinking 9 glasses of water, whether even if it was pure water, would be a challenge, you know. But the volcanic water, it was extremely salty.
Yeah,
tasted extremely salty, and but you know, we got it down. That was part of our process,
right?
Of
So
preparing for the ayahuasca ceremony.
Okay, I love that you brought up the fact that it's very salty. Here's another thing people should be aware of: is if you have high blood pressure,
don't try it.
Mhm.
But don't take as much, maybe. Don't take as much.
Right, because Naisha had high blood pressure and her pressure was through the roof. I think you only had 5 glasses.
Yeah.
How did it taste?
Yeah, someone said yuck. Yeah, that's about right. It's salt water, but it's not even like it's I think it's a little worse than salt water. Very salty. Yeah.
So again, guys, this is supposed to flush your system out, which it did, like viciously, right? For me, it was within 30 minutes, an hour. It's cleaning your whole body out because you want your you're going to be drinking we were going to drink the ayahuasca later that night, so you want to clean everything out in preparation for the ceremony. Sakina, how you doing? Can we have audio?
I'm good. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Much better.
Awesome. So so let's get to the night of the ceremony, the first ceremony. And let's see. Anybody was nervous that first night?
I got nervous right before we were about to take the first ayahuasca.
Why were you nervous though?
I just felt I didn't know what to expect. I felt vulnerable. I whispered to you, don't leave me in this room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that point, I just didn't know what was about to happen.
But okay, so your nerves were definitely taking effect. Sakina, how about you? How was your nerves?
I think I was a little anxious, and then I got sad because on the first day, I felt like everybody was feeling the effects way faster than I did. So I was just kind of laying there, being the nurse, like, okay, I'm happy everybody else is getting what they need, you know? But yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. And Cliff, well, you couldn't. Well, Cliff was. I mean,
Just chill. I was just
he
in
was
chill
chilling all
mode.
night. Yeah, he was
Just
chilling all night.
waiting on the train to come.
Right, right. So Cliff's experience was a little mild because he only had one drink of the ayahuasca. So I think that night was a little uneventful for you, but you was connecting with the music, right? You want to talk about that?
Well, I was always connecting with the music, but uneventful. It was eventful in the sense that the Korean guy next to me, he was having a fit. He was screaming, twisting and turning, beating on the floor, cussing. What the fuck is happening? He was deep. He was deep into it.
Right. So hold on. Rochelle said, can you do the cleanse beforehand, like before going to Peru, or is it a requirement to purge on site? It's not a requirement, but they advise you to do it. So you don't have to. But it's a good idea to actually do all that stuff, you cleanse and all that stuff before you get there, and probably fast the day before. You know what I mean? It'll be a lot less. And we'll get into the throwing up portion of the show. That's always fun. And now that I bring that up, like, you know, people say, or they'll think that, you know, the ayahuasca is like a drug, like you're going there to go do drugs. Like, no, nobody is ever going to do ayahuasca to get high at all. You're not going to stop having sex for 2 weeks. You're not going to, you know, be on a strict diet. You're not going to, you know, throw up during the ceremony just to get high. So like, I just want to dispel that right now. Like, this is a plant medicine that it does wonders for you. All right. So here we go. Let's get into the night now. Now, everybody's had their cup. It's probably an hour in. All right. And I'm going to tell you what I saw, and then you guys can fill in. All right. Naisha was to the right of me, and she was definitely moaning. There's a lot of moaning coming from her, and she was in doggy style position. I'm not sure why, but it made me uncomfortable for her. So, Naisha, do you know what was going on in that moment when you were moaning and in doggy style position? Like, what were you experiencing at that time?
Well, I actually
Somebody said no video of that.
I actually went through every sexual trauma that I've experienced during that first night. But I came out on the other end of it, like looking at it like a situation that happened, but it wasn't like controlling me anymore.
Okay. Wow. That took the sales out of my joke, but okay. Well,
No.
I'm you know, you already know I'm so happy for you and the revelations that you've had. Okay. But Sakina. So now I have Naisha to the right of me, and we now know exactly what she was experiencing. But in my mind, it was just something else. So she was there. Sakina was over there, and she was also moaning. So both of them, I'm in I'm like it's a moaning sandwich for me, right?
You were.
Yes, you were. And I was, you know, I was in my analytical brain, like trying to analyze everything that was happening. I'm like, why does this sound like a freaking porno, right? So then Sakina started having some difficulties. And this is where I get into the point where, you know, a very important thing when you do ayahuasca is you have to let go. They tell you all the
Yes.
time, let go.
Mhm.
If you go into it with fear where it's going to want to show you things, and if you fight against it, it's going to grab you by the balls and shake you more. You know what I mean? So you want to just go with the flow. It will make your experience a little better. I think, Sakina, for you that night, I think you kept saying that, I'm so tired, I'm so cold. What were you going through at that point?
Oh wow. I didn't know I was moaning, but very similar to Naisha, I experienced or saw some of like the trauma that I went through. Some of it was sexual, some of it was not. Um, and I think for me, that first night, it literally showed me all of the things that I thought that I let go a long time ago. It showed them all to me. It even had like some of that baggage literally standing over me and laughing at me. And I think at one point I was asking for help, and that's something that I've never done. I'm always the one that's helping others. I'm never asking for help. And so I think that like at one point I asked for help, and when I realized that nobody was coming to help me, that's why I was just like, I'm just tired. Like just of constantly crying and like thinking I'm letting it out, but I'm really not, because I clearly saw it, but I was just tired, and it was cold, like very, I don't know why. I don't know if it was just the room or if it was just me in that moment. I was freezing and nobody wanted to help me.
Right.
And we had about 5 blankets on top of us.
This is true. We sure did. So Cliff, now Cliff was he was whistling and humming the whole entire night, whistling Dixie the whole night. Go ahead.
Now the listeners have to understand, I've been a musician all my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so at one point, and by the way, what Sakina didn't tell you is she blamed me for throwing up on her, but it wasn't me.
Oh, that's right. Let me jump in. Another thing Sakina was saying during all the moans, she kept saying, "Am I wet?" And I was like, "What is going on in this damn ayahuasca ceremony?" Only Sakina will say, "Why were you questioning if you were wet?"
Because I felt wet. I really thought that Cliff threw up on me, or it could have been that like his bucket, because we were so close that first night, his bucket must have filled in my commotion and it got all over me. I don't know, but maybe that's why I was so freezing cold that night.
Now, explain that to the right of all of us, we had a bucket, because purging was part of the process. After you take the ayahuasca, you are expected to purge. And Carrie was making fun because of some of the sounds.
That's pretty horrible. It's a good thing you brought that up. It's a good thing you brought that up, Cliff. It's a good thing you brought that up. So let me tell you one of the mystical things about this ayahuasca thing, right? So when we're in the room and they're telling us, okay, you're gonna throw up and you're going to probably need to go to the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I counted 6 people in the room. Well, 6 people doing ayahuasca. And I asked the shaman, well, how many bathrooms are there? And they're like, oh, it's 1. So I'm like, how is this going to happen if 6 of us need to go to the bathroom? And she said, ayahuasca knows who needs to go and who needs to go when. And I'm like, that's bullshit. But I'll tell you what, did anybody have like conflicts of going to the bathroom?
No. There was no bathroom traffic.
It was so weird. It's like one person go to the bathroom and then they're done. It's like, oh, I feel like I need to go to the bathroom. Then you go to the bathroom. It's so weird. But yeah. Okay. So let's see. What else other than Naisha, other than seeing all your trauma, what else did you experience? Did you mention
first
something
night?
about this? Yeah, this the first night.
I mentioned something about what?
The slaves.
Oh, when it started. Before that, I was like a slave in a barn, and I was trying to convince everybody that we don't have to be slaves. I'm like, we can leave. Like, just come on, let's leave. And nobody wanted to believe me. They didn't want to leave.
Do you know what that represented for you? Have any idea?
And
Have you
I'm
thought
ahead
about
of my time.
Okay. Okay.
I'm Harriet Tubman in a past life.
This could be true. That's why I think your next step is to go ahead and do that past life regression. You never know. Yeah, she's like, yeah, okay.
No, yay, now.
Mhm. All right. So Sakina, how long did you feel like you were under this ayahuasca? Like, how long did you feel it?
I don't know. Like, I really I had no concept of time. I do know that when I first started to like come out of it, I was like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm freezing cold. I'm ready to go get in the bed. Like, I had no idea to this day how long we were in that room. Like, I don't even remember when it started and when it ended. All I just know that it was over. But like when I came out of it, I was done. I was ready to go. But I do feel like, just looking back at everything, that was like a good 10 years of therapy in 2 nights. Like,
really?
for me. Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes. That was years of therapy in 2 nights.
Right. So let me jump in here. Oh, sorry, Cliff. I see you look like you was gonna say something. Go ahead.
No, it was both nights was about 5 hours.
Oh.
About 5 hours. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Because we started 7:20, 7:30, and we were coming out at midnight, 1:30.
Okay.
When and ayahuasca had us all come down at the same time.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, as we were coming out of it, we heard what was sister's name?
Joanna.
We heard Joanna saying, okay, the ceremony is now over. And we were all like, oh, okay.
Right.
At the same time.
Right. I'll add to that.
So yeah, Sean, ayahuasca knew.
I'll add to that. So the shamans, would you say these shamans are amazing?
Yes.
Yes.
Cliff? Yeah, without a doubt.
Right. Yeah. So I feel as though the shamans were, what do you call those, conductors? And it was like they were taking us through the experience, because when they started chanting loud, things would happen more intense. When they brought you down, things would calm down. It was so weird to me.
But Carrie, you have to tell them that like flutes and like they were playing drums and flutes the whole time, and like
singing.
They were working.
Yeah.
They were working. They took care of us. They had to walk people to the bathroom.
They had to clean up after people threw up.
Clean up after people. I mean, we'll get into night 2. I think night 2 is my favorite night. But yeah,
because we were on a journey, all of us on an individual journey. Everybody was going through things from their past, their present, their future. But because our spirits were somewhere else, and I kept saying, even while I was under, saying, listen to the music, focus on the music. The music is the only thing that's consistent. I knew that. And so when they were singing, when they were playing the flute, when the drums, I kept thinking, focus on the music. I don't know whether I was telling you all or just telling myself, focus on the music, focus on the music. And that's what got me through.
Okay. We have Paula in here. She wants to ask a question. Let's see if Paula's ready to ask this question. And if not, we'll go ahead with the rest of the presentation. Let's give a round of applause for Paula. If not, we'll go ahead with the hi, Paula. You might want to turn down your the Facebook.
We'll go ahead with the hi,
We're hearing
Paula.
feedback.
You might want to turn down your
Wow, that's a delayed reaction.
Yeah, that's her. Paula, you got to turn off your Facebook that's playing.
Wow, that's a delayed reaction.
All right, I'm gonna turn her off. I'm gonna let her figure that out. When you figure that out, Paula, you got to turn off whatever is playing, that live that's playing. Just give me a nod. I can still see you if you've turned it off. Okay, let's see. Let's bring her back in. Here we go.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Hi.
Wonderful.
Hey.
Good night. Do you have a question for anybody here, Paula?
Yes, I've been hearing Naisha and Sakina speak about their past experiences. I'm very interested on doing it now. Naisha, I heard about your resting bitch face and how you feel like you're not fitting in, and I am the same way. Um, I've had past experiences, and to be honest with you, I'm going to share right now. And before I go into that, I will be going into it. Um, I'm a mother of 7, and I left a relationship, and I lost a son in 2015. And when I tried to relieve my relationship, um, I had a bad experience where my kids experienced everything with my ex-husband because he was not trying to let me go. On top of that, he tried to kill me 3 times in front of my kids. So I want to know, you guys said you guys had a sexual past, and how did this really help you guys get over it or accept it at least?
Naisha,
I can go. Yeah, I can answer it. So how did it help me get over it? My sexual trauma really, I realized, and I didn't even know it, shaped my sex life. Like afterwards, it just shaped how I was during sex. And I was able to let all that go. And sex is very different now. I'm not holding that trauma with me and taking it into each sexual experience anymore.
So I want to ask you because I'm I got into a trance of just fulfilling my needs, but really I can't cash any feelings. Is that something that you guys experience?
What, before ayahuasca, not being able to have feelings?
Yes.
Most definitely. It was all power for me. I'm going to be powerful in every sexual experience. And that's just how I was. When I talk to my guy friends about it, they're like, "You crazy," and "Oh my goodness." But now I don't have that need to feel powerful, and I'm able to be vulnerable during sex.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Wow,
something, Paula.
Oh my goodness.
I know you're spitting it out right now. So Paula, I'm the one thing about ayahuasca, right? And I don't know, I guess the rest of you guys can agree or disagree, but when I had the experience is a deep feeling of just love that you feel. And I'm a guy and I'm pretty like I'm not soft, but there's something when you're under this experience where you feel a sense of love that just engulfs you. Not only that, you feel just a sense of appreciation of everything and everybody. It's a gratitude that I've never felt in my life. No matter what's going on in your life, it makes you see just how beautiful life is and all these traumas that you've gone through. It should allow you to let a lot of the trauma go and move forward in your life. If you go ahead and you do research on this stuff, it's a very consistent thing. And that's just from my experience. So go ahead, Dizio. have anything
And
else?
I
you
wanted
Sakina,
want
to
I
Uh,
have
also
a
say,
question as well for Sakina because I know she says it's hard for her to ask for help, which is extremely hard for me to ask for help too. Um, and you said you thought you let go of things, but you really didn't, and you realized that when you went there. Did you let go after you went there and had that experience?
I feel like now I definitely have been able to say, like, okay, that no longer serves me because it's in the past. Because of this experience, I'm able to see that, like, and people say it all the time, you can't change what happened in the future. But I wasn't truly cognizant of the effect that it had on me. Like, I knew that it happened and I knew that it hurt, but I didn't know how much it shaped who I was as a person today. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that, and this is not me being cocky, I think that I'm an amazing human being. Like, I think I'm an amazing person, but it
you
definitely,
are.
thank you. It definitely shaped how I make certain decisions about my life. Like Naisha said, in terms of like sex life, I feel like me and Naisha were completely different. Like prior to it, I was the girl that was just like, no, my coochie comes with feelings. So like, I can't have a one night stand. I can't do any of this stuff because I'm gonna get super attached and fall in love. And it's definitely like empowered me in a different way, I feel like. But the main thing is just knowing that like it happened and I am choosing not to be paralyzed by those things that held me captive my entire life, like because it happened so long ago.
Mm,
So
awesome.
that's what I've learned from it.
I think
And
my
let
my thing is that I can accept what's happening or what has happened to me in my life, but being that my kids experienced it or they were more aware of it because I was drugged and things happened to me when I was drugged. Um it's hard for me to let go of that. You think this experience will help me?
yes,
let
most
me
definitely.
Hold on, Cliff. Hold on,
let me
Cliff.
jump
Um,
in.
We're gonna give you right
most
after Cliff. Go
Most
ahead, Nisha.
definitely. And my heart goes out to you. My story is a little similar to your story. The person that attacked me and raped me is spending the rest of his life in jail now. And in the video that I don't know if you saw in the beginning that Carrie showed about forgiveness, I said I had to forgive myself because I blame myself for certain things. I blame myself for getting in the relationship, and my children were there. Um, I had to forgive that person. So, yeah, most definitely. If you're willing to let it go, I realize that sometimes people want to hold on to their trauma because they feel that that's where the power is. And that's not where the power is. The power is letting it go.
So I didn't put the person that did it in jail, even though I had all everything to my power to put it in to put him in jail. The only thing that prevented me from doing that is my kids going on a stand. Like, how can I ask my kids to go on a stand with their own parent?
Well, that's where the forgiveness comes. It's you got out of the situation and you can use it to make yourself stronger if you choose to. It
I
definitely
guess
can
it
help.
is.
It's
It's
hard, I know.
different. Yeah, it's hard because it's different when it's just done to you and your kids are not aware of it. But when kids are more aware of what went on,
Mhm.
it's hard to let go. And I think that's what I'm facing right now. And it's a point where I cannot really function like without even thinking about it anymore.
Mhm. I was there. I know.
I mean, I will also say that like you actually having this desire to change how you're feeling right now is the right step. But like going into ayahuasca, I will say, me personally, I would say don't go into it with expectations because Mother Ayahuasca doesn't give you what you want. She gives you what you need. And at that moment, like that time you go, you may be seeking or searching for something, but she gives you something else. And I like what I've been learning is there's this integration period that I'm in. Like I went in November and I feel like I'm still in this integration period where I'm having to like apply all of the stuff that I learned while I was there. And I'm learning stuff every day. And during this period, now I'm starting to realize, like, okay, well, when I went, I wanted to see my dead sister. My sister had passed away from breast cancer. Like, that was one of my goals. Like, I hope that during this experience, I get to have that contact with her again. I didn't get that at all. But she gave me what I needed. And at the time, I'm just being transparent with you. When I left that first session, I had all those things running through my head, but I couldn't make sense of any of it. The second session I left, still couldn't make sense of a lot of the stuff that happened for me. But it was once I actually left and like life was happening and I'm in this integration period, that's when I started learning and like putting everything together and becoming a stronger, better person. So I will say, it's great that you want to do it, but don't go into it with expectations of like, I'm going to do this session and it's going to completely heal me from all of my trauma, because it may not happen when you want it to happen. But if you keep this attitude, it will happen for you for sure.
It helps. But at least does it help? That's all I want to know.
It did. It helped me.
It helped. Yeah.
It does help.
Definitely.
It does help. You just got to understand as well that it can be a very scary process.
Oh yeah.
You go into this thing with fear, and sometimes you see some stuff that will just, it's possible for it to scare you to death. You could possibly relive that trauma that you actually had, like you're there and it's happening again. But when you walk away from the experience, there's something to be learned. Something will be shown to you.
See, that's the thing. I don't remember anything that happened to me, but my kids did see it, and it's crazy because at the moment I didn't know like what really happened. I know what happened, but I didn't know the details. My kids did, and then 3 years later, I find out, that my kids had witnessed it, and that's what really threw me off.
Yeah. Okay.
So
well,
that's
I understand. I suggest, like you heard from these ladies here, that it definitely helped them. But I suggest you do a lot more reading and research into it. Get more people's accounts of what they've been through and how, it's healed them. Again, there's a possibility then you go and you get something totally different from the experience. I don't know. But usually people who have a lot of trauma usually walk away from that experience feeling way better. Like you have soldiers with PTSD. This is what they do, and when they're ready to kill themselves, and when they go and do ayahuasca, it changed their life. So I suggest, just do some more research. If you really feel like you want to go and open yourself up, you should. I think it's definitely beneficial. It could definitely help you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. But thanks for joining, Paula. I appreciate you. And my heart goes out to you, like for real.
Thank you. No, I just wanted to ask that question.
No problem.
Thank you very much for sharing, Naisha. And what's
Sakina's her name? Sakina. Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
My heart goes out to you.
It does.
Have a great night. All right. All right.
Thank you, Auntie. I'm proud of me too.
Oh, yes, your aunt. Cliff, you wanted to say something to Paula. I totally forgot. What did you want? Did you have something to say?
Well, the women were doing an awesome job of talking to her about her experiences. I was just going to say to her, if you are still listening, Paola, is that they tell you over and over and over again before we actually take the dosages of ayahuasca that to let go once you go under, because what ayahuasca does is facilitate healing. What ayahuasca does is facilitate healing. No matter what messages you get, when you come out, something has changed.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Wow. We're at 1 hour and 10 minutes. I think I'm just going to go for another 20 minutes until I get everything done. Am I listening to music? No.
Oh, you were bobbing your head.
Oh, am I? I don't know. So we're going to go into night 2, guys. Night 2. Night 2 for me was friggin' wild. Night 2 for Cliff was pretty wild. And before I
you forgot to say night one. You talked all night.
I was gonna bring it up, Cliff. I was gonna bring it up.
I wanted to get you first.
So what Cliff is talking about, night one, I was asking everybody, like, are they okay? And I was talking a lot because I wanted to make sure everybody was good. You know what I mean? It was my responsibility that these people are here with me. I had to make sure everybody was good. But Cliff at the end of the ceremony was like, I wish Carrie would just shut up. However, that statement that Cliff made, I don't know, man. You know, sometimes the wheels turn the other direction. Night two, that we're talking about it. Let's talk about what happened, Cliff. You had 2 doses this night because you wanted a little bit more. You felt like you shortchanged. And yeah, it was like the floor drop out from out of you. The walls disappeared. Like, what happened? You're bugging out, my brother.
Well, again, I kept tapping the wall behind me. I said, okay, that wall is still there. And the wall on my left, half was half glass from the mid-level to the top of the ceiling was glass. So when I would hit on that wall, the glass would kind of rattle a little bit. I say, okay, that wall is still there. Touch my cot, touch the floor. Because, you know, you're out there somewhere, and I wanted to feel
some connection with reality.
Right.
Okay, I feel you. One thing we didn't touch on, guys, is Cliff touched on it like briefly, is the purging that happens when you do ayahuasca, right? And I mean, this is one of the things that Naisha almost did not come on the trip because of. She didn't want to throw up. She's like, I don't like throwing up. And I'm like, Naisha, I don't think anybody likes throwing up. You know what I mean? But it's just.
I despise it.
You decided. I was like, you're going to throw away. You despise it. Yeah, nobody does. But you're getting ready to throw out years of therapy that happens in one night just because you didn't want to throw up. But yeah, so that's one of the things that happen when you do ayahuasca. You will throw up. Some people throw up more violently than some. Sakina. Wow. So what was that? I'm sure people want to know, what was that experience like, the whole throwing up?
It was absolutely horrible. Like,
violent.
I feel like I was probably the worst one. And it's like, damn, like in my head, I'm trying to tell myself, even though I wasn't really in my head, like, stop being so damn dramatic. But like my entire body was like being like just thrusted when I would throw up. And it was to the point where it was just like the first night, because I was still fighting it, I think that I accidentally aspirated. And that's the one thing I went into it saying, like, I don't want to aspirate. I don't want to eat rice. I don't want to do anything, because if I throw up and I aspirate, then I'm going to get sick. That was just like the nurse side of me. And of course I was fighting it. So the first night, like, I did inhale some of my vomit. And the second night, I think my body was just too weak. And I was just like, yeah.
It's funny that you brought up. It's funny that you brought up how violently you were throwing up. I have a video.
No.
I'm joking. I don't have a video. I just want to see your reaction. That's all right. You're good. You're good. I think Cliff takes second place for the throwing up on the second night, and he claimed that he didn't, but I also right. Right? I don't remember Naisha throwing up.
Excuse me? No?
I'm trying to remember. No, not really.
Yeah. Okay. I did. Because the second night, something came to me that I had to have conversations. I'm very outspoken. I will cuss someone out in a minute. But sometimes there's conversations I don't want to have with people. And that's normally people that are close to me. I don't really want to tell them what I need to tell them. So the second night, a voice came to me with a situation, and I would get like so sick to my stomach, and I would like want to hold it in, and I had to agree to have the conversation with that person, I would purge, and then another conversation would come up, and I would get sick to my stomach again, and then I would purge. So that happened to me about 7 times, and it was
That many
7
times.
conversations
Wow.
that I had to have with 7 people.
Wow. I don't even remember you telling me that. So
I
it
did tell
definitely
you.
correlates. Did you? I got bad memory. So it definitely correlates with the, whatever negative energy or feeling that you had, the number of
Oh
times
yeah.
you.
Mhm.
Do you feel as though you felt better? Because for me, after I purged,
Oh
I was a
yeah.
totally new person.
But it kept coming back. Like, okay, next conversation. All right, chick, you got to talk to this person now. And the deeper
Wow.
the conversation, the sicker I felt. But after it was all over, I did feel like a new person.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And
Now
I
we're
did
gonna.
have those conversations with
You did?
everybody.
You did?
I did, except 2 people. One person I just have not seen yet, and the other person I told them that what I just said, and he's avoided me. We haven't talked really
Okay.
since.
But
You know.
but is it? Would you
Hey,
say that you
stalker.
feel much? Would you say that you feel a whole lot lighter?
Oh yes,
After
most
you?
definitely. Even
Yeah.
things that used to bother me, like I can laugh and be like, that was funny.
Right.
That was
Right.
cute.
Interesting. So we're gonna get to Sakina now. Sakina.
Yes.
So your second night, you're
Oh,
having some issues.
I was.
And let's talk about the issues. Like, and again, I'm gonna tell you guys, you can't go into this thing with fear. Sakina kept talking about aspirating. She doesn't want to aspirate. Prior to that day, I never know what aspirate was, but it sounds like something I didn't want to happen to me. Can you tell me, what does aspirate mean? To aspirate?
It means you inhale fluids or something into your lungs that shouldn't be there. But
Good.
air. The only thing that should be there is air.
Right.
Yeah.
So it should help. It's kind of choking. It'll probably be a problem for you to breathe if you aspirate. Okay. So go ahead. Tell us what happened to you that night. I already told the story.
The second night, the first night I didn't know what to expect. And then going through it, I was like cold and scared. And then the second night, after I took that cup, I thought to myself, you know what? Because I didn't know what to expect again. I was like, I don't want to go through and see all that stuff again. So I think I immediately told myself, I don't want to do this. But it was too late. I had already drank it. And so I was trying to fight it. And that first feeling that I started getting, I think that's what made me freak out. Like I had a full-blown anxiety attack, y'all. Like thought I was going to die. And I purged. I had to get up and went to the bathroom. And I think once I got in the bathroom, because the door was closed, I lost it. I
You sure did.
lost it. I legit thought I was going to die. Even though I'm screaming the entire time, like I was legit screaming and crying, but it was just like this impending feeling of doom. Like, this is it. Like, I'm about to take my last breath. And I tried to leave the ceremony room. I don't know if I was combative or not. I just know that I was
just a little bit.
A scotch.
Yeah, the second night, now that I'm looking back at it, it was totally because I was resisting. Like I took that first glass and I was just like, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to do it. And I think I even said I tap out, y'all. Like I'm done. I'm tapping out. And yeah, that unfolded. I threw up on the shaman and they were legit trying to keep me from leaving the room. And they were just like, once you leave this room, you're no longer protected. Like we can no longer protect you. And I was like, fine.
I remember that conversation.
I'm done, let me go. And one of the shamans, True, I think he's the one that was able to get me back to my mat. And when I got to my mat, I was just like, the air made me feel good because they opened the door. But when I got back to the mat, I started freaking out again. And I don't know why. Don't laugh at me. I don't know why. But like a voice, it wasn't my voice. I don't know who the voice was, but like something told me to just call for you because you would not let me, you would help me. I knew you would help me. Cliff was sitting right here next to me, but I knew because Cliff was going like, he was going to pay attention. They said, nobody help each other. Like just stay focused on yourself. So I knew Cliff wouldn't help me. That voice in my head said, call Carrie. And I called Carrie violently, y'all. Like, you don't understand. I didn't even really know this man like this. And I'm like screaming for him. And I'm like, I know he's going to help me. And yeah, you came over and you helped me. And I think I gave you some of that negativity that I had because you came to calm me down. Like you were rubbing my back and everything. You had me lay down. And like once I started feeling better, the second I started feeling better, you were like, okay, Sakina, I have to purge. And you would turn. And you would like start dry heaving, and then you would turn back to me and check on me again. And like again, like once that I started feeling better, you were like, okay, are you okay now? I gotta purge. And you would just turn. So like I felt like you took a lot of my energy from me, like a lot of energy from me. And then like after that, you did what you did and you left. And I was good.
Yeah, no, you're skipping some stuff. Let's talk about how you're like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful.
I wasn't going to go into all of that. But I mean, yes, that was part of my experience. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. I wasn't going to go into like the details of that, but that was part of my experience. Right. And in culmination, it made me like ayahuasca showed me all the stuff that was holding me back on my first day. And on the second day, Mother Ayahuasca, she gave me what I needed, which was love. And after all was said and done, and I was finally able to calm down and I laid back down on my mat, or like even when you were still over there, like I think I looked up at you and I was just like, is it you? Like, I can't believe I found you, you know, like we just had this moment. And you went back to your mat, and even at one point, like I felt like I was bugging, like I was really trying to like, okay, just pay attention, because before you went to your mat, I'm like holding on to you, like we were literally holding each other, and I see you sitting on your mat, like I'm not crazy, y'all, I promise, but like me and Carrie are holding each other, and I look over in his direction, like where his mat is, because his mat is next to Naisha's, and I see him sitting there, like, you know, on his mat. So I'm like, I was bugging out.
I think you said to me, you're like, oh my God, I can see you. And I'm like, I would hope you can. She's like, you don't understand. I can see you. So I didn't even know what she was talking about till the next day. She explained that she saw me in two different places, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that was wild. That was a pretty wild night. And Cliff, so other than
listen to the music,
Cliff hummed all night.
He did.
Sang all night. Talked all night.
Trying to catch up with you from talking all night the first night.
Now you beat me, Cliff. You definitely beat me. Oh shit, he cut out again. Yeah, so that was pretty crazy, guys. I was telling everybody about my slippers, my slide situation. And maybe like people probably thought I was freaking crazy, but the first night after I did ayahuasca, went into the ceremony and walked outside, my slides disappeared. Did they not disappear? Wasn't I asking everybody if they saw my slides?
Yeah.
Right? The second night, now this shit was gone all day the next day. The second night we do ayahuasca, after the ceremony, the slides is right there by the door the next night. I'm still trying to figure out why that is. But I thought that was pretty strange. Oh, Cliff is back in. Oh, here we go, Cliff. Welcome back, Cliff.
So are we getting to the next morning?
Yes,
ceremony?
we're going to get to that right now.
Okay.
Well,
Absolutely.
Carrie, before someone said, how did they get you to calm down? And the shamans were like amazing between the music that they were playing and how they had like this feather that they were like beating us with, but it didn't hurt. It wasn't a bad beating, but
feather from a
condor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were beating us with this feather. They were playing the music. And it gave the music and that feather gave us everything we needed throughout the entire ceremony.
Yeah, they were definitely instrumental in comforting us all and guiding us through the experience, man. I love those people.
Yes.
And I was telling them, like, when we first got there, like Amaru was hugging up on me and all of that. And I was like, why the hell is this dude keep hugging on me? I don't understand it. And I understood it after, because there was just so much love and appreciation and gratitude and all that stuff pumping through our veins, you know. So that was just beautiful. Now we're coming to the close. We're going to talk about Washuma. After we did ayahuasca, the next day we did something called Washuma. It's a cactus. You know, these are all plants, and they're well known in the Amazon and throughout South America for healing. And so that's what we did the next day. This was a little bit more gentle than ayahuasca is, but it lasts longer. I think it lasts like 12 hours. Would you say, Cliff?
A long time, yeah. But it just, it made the meaning of the word connected became very meaningful under Washuma. Connected. Not high, not, any kind of craziness. We really felt connected.
Explain this connected. Explain this connected or connection feeling that you had. Connected to what?
To, pardon the musical pun, but connected to earth, wind, and fire.
I'm sure in your music circles that would have been a big applaud lines between you and your musician.
But connected, I mean, you felt connected to the, if I said the spirit of the earth or the spirit of being, maybe that might be too heavy for some people, unless you could actually experience. There's, sometimes there are things you actually cannot put into words. You and hugging the tree, for instance. The little
hug the tree,
beautiful little flowers that you picked and gave to each of us, which I still have mine.
Do you?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. See, everything that happened on that trip was quite meaningful to me. Everything. And I haven't forgotten the conversation that Naisha and I had just stepping away from the circle for a minute. She hugged me, and she was so peaceful and beautiful and said some very powerful things to me. Connected. You felt part of everything. Beautiful.
Beautiful experience. Yeah. How was your experience with the Washuma, Naisha?
So first, if anybody knows me, I don't like a lot of nature. I think we went through every season that on that hill or wherever we were.
Right.
It was like cold, then it got hot, then it was raining, then it was hailing. It was like everything. It got
wind, and fire.
It got muddy. We had to take cover. It was like pouring down raining, and I didn't care. I was just in love. I felt every raindrop. It was a beautiful experience, and the animals were there with us. You didn't touch on the animals, Carrie. The animals were there with us.
Alpacas.
Yeah, it was dogs.
Dogs. Yeah, it was wild. I'd like to add that Naisha
and the llamas, alpacas and llamas.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to pronounce the L, Cliff.
Oh, okay.
It's
in
okay.
Spanish, you don't, huh?
Right.
Yeah, we're speaking English, but okay. I'm just messing with you. I'll forever go mess with you, Cliff. I love you, brother.
But Trayvon says, explain the hugging of the tree.
Oh, he want to gig on me. Okay, I'll explain the hug. Anybody want to explain? Did anybody witness me hugging the tree?
Yeah.
We all
I think
did.
yeah.
Oh, did you? Yeah. So what happened, Trayvon, was there is a sense of love that was flowing through my veins. I can't explain it any other way than that. It's a strong feeling of connection with everything, with the earth, with the trees, with the clouds. You're mesmerized by everything. And I went over to a cliff to look at the ocean, not the ocean. There's a river right there. So I wanted to see the river, what it looked like. And then to my peripheral, I saw this sexy little tree. And I was like, damn, I want to hug that fucking tree, man. Right? And then I turned around. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do this. They gonna look at me like I'm a punk. So I started walking back, and the shaman Joanna, I don't know how she knew, but she was like, go ahead. And I was like, go ahead, what? She's like, hug the tree. I was like, how the hell did you know? I was like, can I? And she's like, yeah. And I hugged the fucking tree. There you go, Trayvon. That's what happened with the hugging the tree, man. That's what happened.
But even like when we saw like ants like crawling, we didn't want to like kill the ants. It's like, oh, we have to be careful. We're in their world. Yeah.
It's crazy. And Naisha is like the bougie individual. We were, when the hail started and the rain started, we went into a little mud hut with like branches and leaves as a roof. And we're in the mud. And the little hut is flooded with water, and I'm sticking my hand in the water, my foot. I'm looking at spiders like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience. You know?
That was probably one of the best experiences, though, inside the hut.
Inside the hut, right?
Yes.
Oh my God, I should have prepared a video for that. Oh, I'm stupid. Yes, that was an amazing experience. What was Shuma like for you, Sakina?
I didn't like it. I didn't like the taste of it.
It was nasty.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Again, not in my feelings because we got to the top of the mountain and it looks like everybody is just loving the air and the trees and nature and each other. And I just felt like I still had some stuff on me. Like I just wasn't feeling the same experience that everybody else was. And I think Joanna noticed because she came and did like some
Reiki.
She came and did something.
Yeah, she spit on your stomach. I watched her.
I started better after that, but I definitely did not have the same response that everybody else did. Like, y'all was very much like just
connected.
Like me, I was like, oh, I'm sad. Like, I don't know why I have this feeling on me. They over there smiling and laughing and just like, just look at the trees. And I'm just like, I don't see what they're saying. So I was really in my feelings, but it started to come to a long time to hit me.
Right.
I still never saw trees, but
yeah. It's okay. It's all right. Leah asked, how long did the feeling last? It lasted about 12 hours. But when you do that, Washuma, you have to be in nature. Once you are in the concrete jungle, a hotel room, it's not the same. It's not the same, you know? I don't know if you guys have any questions, shoot them out real quick. Sakina, I know you got to go. She's driving to work. I'll take a couple of questions. If anybody has any questions for these lovely people. Let's see. And in the meantime, while I wait for these questions, hey, Naisha, you wanna do me a favor and just if you see any questions in the chat, if you can, pick out one or two or whatever the case may be. In the meantime, I wanna take this time because we're gonna wrap it up now. To just talk about the website. Like when I did ayahuasca, one of the things it told me to do is that I should definitely bring people. And it told me that in a very strong way. And this is why I was like rushing to get all of this stuff together and get the trip out. So I'm definitely going to be hosting trips I'm calling it the awakening trips, because I feel like we're going through a spiritual awakening right now, and a lot of people are looking for guidance. A lot of people are looking for healing, and I think this is one of the ways that can help people to to get to a lot of that. Ooh, hold on a second, Sakina. I'm gonna go ahead and Sakina, I'm gonna turn you off real quick because there's a lot of feedback from your car. If you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
You can still hear me. All right. So I want to go ahead and I want to show you guys the website real quick, because the main focus of Thatman Travels right now, although it's encompassing a lot of things that's me, my personality, my photography, my videography, but I'm really trying to take people on the journey of healing and just recognizing and realizing their true potential. And I feel like I've recognized my true potential after this ayahuasca thing. I've been thinking very small for a very long time, and it kind of showed me that I should not. So I've taken a step to really step on a limb and do some big things. I'm throwing caution to the wind because I'm usually very nervous and very I hate failure. And sometimes, I just won't do things just based on the fact that I don't want to fail. And if you don't try, you'll never succeed. So I'm like, screw it. You know what? This thing told me this is what I'm supposed to do. So this is what I'm going to do. And it makes me feel good that I can help people, if they come with me, or even if you don't come with me, if you do decide to do this ayahuasca thing on your own, or you study up on some of this stuff and work on yourself, it's still as gratifying for me. So I'm going to try and pull up this website and just show y'all real quick. I'm really proud of this website, man. I put a lot into it. But here we go. Let me see if I can do this. Screen sharing. No such thing as failure. Oh, you can say that, Cliff. You can say it. You don't have to type it, but I appreciate that, my brother. Cliff says no such thing as failure, just various levels of success. This guy is like, Cliff, I love you. I just want you to know I love you, brother. I just need you to know that.
So prophetic.
He always got the right shit to say. Anyways, here we go. I'm going to show you guys the website. So this is the home page. You can see right here, I got my little passport. Got everything that has to do with me on this page. And you can, drop your email address right there. If you want to stay in the know of the things I'll be doing. These are the things that you can, you can check out on my website. Trips. I will be doing awakening trips, scuba diving trips, and some real adventure, high adrenaline trips. I'm just trying to do something different that will give you, let you live life to the fullest. And I think all those things will, you know what I mean? The flicks area, that is where, I've made a lot of videos. All right. And that's where they'll be, stationed, because I have things all over the place, but it's be good that I put everything in one repository so everybody can experience it. The snaps is for all my photos. People have commented that they love my photos. So if you love my photos, you can definitely go here and check them out. And I'll be doing a lot of travel tips. I've done one thus far, a travel video where I teach you how to pack for 7 days and a carry-on. And I'll be doing more of those travel tips as well. All right. So I want to just show you the ayahuasca trip. So you've listened to these young ladies and this gentleman, wise gentleman. If you guys are interested in going on the trip, I have one. Bang, let's go into it. Here it is. Ooh, that's sexy. All right, got a little intro video. 7-day ayahuasca retreat. It's really 3 days at the retreat, but 7-day trip where we didn't get to speak to it about it, but all the other excursions that we went on, which is pretty fun. Rainbow Mountain, Machu Picchu. And, you get the ayahuasca retreat, cultural immersion, the highlights of the trip. 3 VIP ayahuasca retreat, 2 ceremonies, 5 nights stay at a luxury hotel. 1 hour massage at the hotel. Everybody gets an hour massage. Beautiful spa that we didn't get to go to. Tour of Machu Picchu, Rainbow Mountain, the Sacred Valley, transfers to and from the airport. You're going to have me as a photographer there. So you'll have photos of your whole experience, and I'll put together a cinematic documentary type video of your whole entire experience so you can share with your family. There goes Naisha. Reveal your purpose. Embark on internal spiritual quest with the help of ayahuasca to discover the real you and unlock the secrets of ultimate happiness. You understand? Are you ready to live the life you've always imagined? I'm sure most of us do. All right. And then this goes into, day 1, day 2. I'm not going to go into everything. This is Sakina's quotes. There are moments that was dirty, dark, disgusting, and terrifying. I was able to see that I was holding on to years of suppressed trauma. You can read that as well when you go on the website. And then there's a cultural immersion. We talk about Machu Picchu, Sacred Mountain, Sacred Valley, and the Rainbow Mountain. Sorry. So yeah, and you can go ahead and book for that trip. Ooh, what's going on here? And we have a little gallery. Look at Cliff. There you go, fucking Cliff. Look at Sakina. Isn't she beautiful? This shaman did a wonderful little exorcism on me. But yeah, there's a gallery there. You could go through the pictures. This is the hotel, beautiful hotel. And these are the packages, beautiful rooms. And yeah, refund policy, yada, 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 yada. All the not so sexy stuff. And then I'll take you to, let me go back. Where am I going? What am I doing here? Let's go home. Let's go to the flick section. All right. Of course, the point. This website would be nothing without the point. All right. So that's just a little video, and you scroll down to the bottom, and these are the videos you can watch on the site, guys. So we have travel predicaments. These usually on my travels, I always get into some type of shit. So those videos are documented there. Then I have cinematic videos here, videos a lot from African-American travelers, videos that I've put together for them, for their group travel. And then, you know me, if you know me, I have a lot of funny shit, and you can see a lot of my funny videos there. And then I'm going to finish off with let's see, the snaps area. And then, you guys can check it out on your own, And these are just the picture gallery. We have Peru, Kenya, Costa Rica. And you can go in and look at the lovely, look at that. Look at that. Roots and culture. And there you go. You have a bunch of beautiful pictures. Awesome pictures from that Kenya trip. So that's it. You guys can check out the website on your own at thatmantravels.com. And yeah, man, that's it. I've been hour and 45 minutes. Listen, first, I got to thank you guys for actually rocking with me this long. Oh, my God. I really appreciate it. Sakina, I'm going to bring you back in. Sakina, thank you. You're going to work, and you thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Cliff, I'm going to tell you one more time, man. I love you, brother.
Love you back, bro. And ain't nothing you can do about it.
That's exactly what he said on the trip, too. Naisha, I love you, my dear.
I love you, too.
Thank you so much for everything. Did anybody ask any questions?
Yes, they did.
Oh.
Someone asked, what lasting effects did we experience? Like I said, I have an overall sense of calm. I had bad road rage. I don't have it nearly as much. I just let stuff slide. It's just, I'm still me.
I do the same thing. Yeah.
I'm definitely still me, but it's just things that used to really fuck with me. It just doesn't anymore.
Sakina?
I can see everything differently.
True.
Very similar to her. I just I've had conversations with you. It's once you know certain things, you can't unknow it. So it's once you realize I can't change any of that stuff that's happened, or if this person feels some type of way about me, it's whatever. Perception is reality. You just keep it moving and you just live your life. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cliff? What did you walk away from this experience feeling?
I have actually become a little more productive. I've been taking care of things, still relaxing in chill mode. I have been working on that for a while, by the way. Just, that's your issue, not mine. So I'm not tripping. You go right ahead and be mad. Go right ahead and block me. Thank you. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
But I will say this: the height of my life goals, hang on, Carrie, was to make awakening trips. I never called it that, but to go to trips where I could go to places like ayahuasca, where I could go to places like Rainbow Mountain and Machu Picchu, those kind of places, ancient places with ancient wisdom and knowledge. That's always been on my what I wanted to do, and you hit me upside the head with it, so you stuck with me.
Listen, you already know, man. Me and Cliff have a special connection with the whole UFO thing.
Yep.
That's my partner in crime. I've recruited Sakina in this whole UFO. Oh, you didn't? Did you know? Did you know, Cliff?
No. Welcome
Bruh.
aboard, Nanu
Bruh.
Nanu.
I know you didn't think I was gonna bring it up, but she is knee deep in this. More than knee deep.
Y'all just do your research.
What you gonna tell them, Sakina? What they should do?
Just do your research.
Sakina.
We still got to work on Naisha.
I told you, I believe. I just, when they come, they can have dinner.
It's the next level. We're talking about the next level. That's all right. That's all right. They don't eat. Anyways, so I don't see any more questions here. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. What? You still something?
Someone said, is it similar to taking psychedelics? I've never taken psychedelics.
It is a psychedelic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's the strongest of strong psychedelic. Actually, there's one in Africa. Did you hear about that one, Cliff? Iboga?
Yes.
That shit lasts 3 days.
Are we doing that? Is that next?
That lasts 3 days.
Woo!
Yeah.
You ready, Sakina? Let's go.
But yes, it's a psychedelic, and you guys should do your research on that as well. You'll find out that psychedelics aren't what the government try and tell you they are, and it's a reason why they try and vilify them, because it opens your mind. Opens it like Sakina? Opens your mind? Opens your mind? Your mind is pretty open right now?
It is. It's very open. But the thing is, like, a lot of people should know is, like, once it's open, you got to do something about it. Like, you put in the work. Like Cliff said, I feel like I have been, like, super productive. Like, just tackling shit that it's been on my list for years to do. Tapping into my creative side and started playing the guitar again. Like, once you're open, you got to do something about it. Don't just, like, sit there idly and wait for something to happen. You got to, like, actually get up and go do it.
Absolutely. Nadia Wilkerson, that is my esthetician. You look at my face and see how beautiful my face looks, and my skin is beautiful. It's because of that woman right there. Thank you very much. EliteChoiceSkin.com. Check her out. If you're in New York, Long Island, she does great work. She says, this is beautiful. Thank you all for being so candid and vulnerable with your experiences. I'm looking forward to experiencing my journey. Love and light, Nadia. Of course, we're going to make sure you reach. We're going to bring you.
Carrie, can you drop the website for everybody so they have it?
Oh my gosh, Naisha. See, I totally forgot, and I put it in here too. Those who want the website, bang.
There we go.
That's the website to check out my site and the trip if you want to sign up. It's in May, and if you go on the website and you're ready to book, you have until the 15th. You get $100 discount on the trip, man, if you sign up before the 15th of February. And discount code is early bird. You type in early bird, you get $100 off, and if you refer somebody, you get $50 off. So if you bring somebody and you sign up within the next before the 15th, that's $150 off the trip. You might want to jump on it. Only 12 spots open. Also, my Instagram, if you want to check out my Instagram, there it is. Bam, Thatman Travels on Instagram. You can catch up, reach out to me there. And I think that's it, man. I got nothing else, man. Unless you guys want to add anything before we go.
Carrie, I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thank you guys so much. I'm proud of myself. Yeah. Oh, Cliff, you know what happened today before I go real quick? So I introduced, guys, my daughter to this whole meditation, and I was trying to get her into this astral projection that I've been trying to do for like weeks now, and unsuccessfully, you know. But the kid was in here just tonight. We meditated together, played some music that Sakina sent me, some I forgot, hemisync type sounds that's supposed to help you. And she journeyed out of her friggin' body, bro, and went back to the past where she was with her friends watching from the outside, chilling. Like she came out of this thing like, so Dad, what does it mean if I go somewhere and I'm watching me and my friends interact? Is that positive? I'm like, what you talking about, Brianna? Like, what? Yeah, so she experienced that, man. The mind, man, it's so powerful. It's more powerful than any of you guys or most of you guys know. But I'm introducing her to it, and maybe at some point I'm gonna take her to do the ayahuasca. And I'm gonna get her into all this stuff, and we're gonna try and elevate. Yes. So, you know,
Carrie, someone's saying that the early bird isn't working.
Oh,
he'll get on it. He'll look into it.
I will definitely look into it. That should be working though. Early bird, all caps. Maybe try all caps. I definitely put that in.
Of course, single travelers are okay. That's why you go in groups and you meet new friends.
Absolutely.
Like me.
Yes.
Right. All these guys on the screen has taken single travel, gone in groups just by themselves.
Yeah.
And you got this like with African American travelers, like, you know, we've all, Naisha and Cliff has traveled with them, and we have a whole family there. And I want to create a whole family with Thatman Travels as well. And that's what it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll definitely guide you through this whole process. If you decide to sign up on this trip with me, I will have Zoom meetings where, you know, I'll go through the whole entire trip. People can ask specific questions. I'll go through everything in detail, tell you what you need to do, but what you don't need to do, and how to prepare for this whole experience. And it's all about the awakening. And you get a little travel. You see some sights. You get a little adventure. Them ATV rides. We didn't talk about Cliff almost dying on a damn ATV.
No, we didn't talk about you not taking a picture.
Bro, I was concerned for your safety, Cliff.
Like, here I am surviving a major accident. I could have rolled down the side of the
almost dying. Not
you didn't take a picture.
No, sir.
Man.
No, sir. But yeah. That's it, man. Damn, hour and 54 minutes. Thank you again, guys. Sakina's at work, and I'm gonna log off now. We're gonna call it a night. And I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead. You guys, if you want to log off, you can. I'm gonna play for those who showed up late. I'm gonna play some video, some introductory videos of Naisha, Cliff, and Sakina. And yeah, if you missed that, I'm gonna play them back to back. And
did you record this for replay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'll have
because somebody asked about it.
Too. Okay. Yeah. You can still share it from my page, and you can go to YouTube because it's streaming to YouTube as well. So you could give them the YouTube link. So yeah. So there you go. So guys, listen, man. I'm about to play this video. You can hang out until it's all done. And thank you again. Love you guys, man.
All right. Peace.
Thank you.
Night, Warrior Queen. Good night, my heart.
Bye.
Bye,
Go ahead and
Sakina.
laugh at me one time.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Right.
Here we go. We're
All
going
right,
to start
thank
off
you.
with Naisha's video.
There's no Wi-Fi.
So far, so good.
There's no Wi-Fi.
Who cares?
I do. All right, girl, come on. We gotta. Let's go. We can do it. I'm more than ready.
Are you?
I am. Yeah, Madu. I don't think this water is good for me.
Shake it. No nerves?
No nerves. I'm excited.
Are you okay?
I always have like a sense of left out. I feel like people don't really like me. I always feel like that. Like, oh, well, they don't really like me. But I asked for forgiveness was one of the things. And I told myself, I forgive you. I forgive me. And I had to forgive people in my life in different situations. This is beautiful. Like, I'm moved to tears. This whole thing, everything. The whole experience. The group, the space, everything. Yes. I feel really good. I feel more at peace.
That one touched me. We're gonna go to Cliff now. Love this guy, man. I love this guy.
It's an amazing experience being here in Peru. It's up in the Andes Mountains. He's playing the flute now. When I looked at the shaman, he looked at me and instantly he put his arms up for me. Can't put that in words. But there's a life message here. If you see a goal, don't stop till you get there. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over till it's over. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's wonderful. You should be here. Yeah.
My man, Cliff.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you have on a bonnet, Cliff? Is that a bonnet?
I always, since I had my locks, I've always slept with my head covered.
I hear you, brother. Look like Aunt Jemima. All right, let's get the.
But I ain't on no pancake box.
My ever-evolving quest to discover myself in this beautiful world that I live in. I am just open to receiving whatever the universe has to teach me.
That's a beautiful shot there.
Yes, yes.
That's where I need to take everywhere with me. Really? Look at this one compared to everyone else. Thus far, I feel great. I'm open. I'm ready. I'm excited. Anxious, but in a good way.
You good?
It was definitely an out-of-body experience. I felt like I died. I can't breathe! I can't breathe! And I was given the opportunity to see my life before yesterday. It's just different seeing it from a different perspective because you're living it and you think that everything is okay. But all the things that I was holding on to, all of the things that have been tormenting me, I let all of that affect me and I held on to that for so long when I didn't have to. I feel amazing.
Every time I watch that, man, touched my heart. Thank you again, guys. And with that, that man is out.